Hi everyone, today we're going to be learning how to draw the side panel for the outside of our Vex robot. So let's get started. Open up to a new page in your notebook. You're going to need both sides, so make sure it's a clean two-sided page. And at the top we're going to label this the outside panel. And our view is going to be a side view. So we'll write that down so we know what we're talking about later. First thing I'm going to do is pick a place like middle of the page-ish and put a dot. Now I need to draw a circle for the wheel well, and instead of just trying to draw a circle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 lines above and put another dot, 3 lines below, put another dot, and then estimate about this distance out to the side, about like that. And that same distance out to the other side, like here. By putting in those 4 dots around the center, I can now start sketching the circle and get a pretty good circle with that. So notice as I'm sketching, I'm like going back and forth. I'm not trying to do one solid circle. That's going to be really ugly if I do that. I'm just going to sketch, trying to get it to be like the right shape. So I'm just sketching. I'm going to go totally vertical on the sides and then come back here to this side and go totally horizontal on the tops and bottoms. So doing that, you can get a pretty decent circle pretty quickly. All right, that's our front wheel. We're trying to design, I'm trying to show this piece. So we're making this first sketch. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way to this page, straight over from this center, put another dot. This is going to be the back wheel. Now we're going to go 3 up, 1, 2, 3 up, 3 down, and then about this distance out to the side, and here, and then sketch another circle. Piece of cake. Hey, if your sketches aren't that great, it's okay. You'll get better with practice. Just keep trying to make improvements, and you will improve. All right, awesome. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw this line that goes across here. So somewhere in, like at the top part of the wheel, and we're going to ignore these little cutouts. We'll put those in later on. We're going to do just a simple version right now. So I'm going to start here. I'm just going to sketch over to about the middle of the page. And then I'm going to give myself a aiming point. So I'm going to go above this wheel, the center of this wheel, come up here and put a dot. Then I'm going to take this line and aim it towards that dot. Boom, just like that. That's my second line. My third line, I'm going to start this top. I'm going to come down to the back half of this wheel like this. So it's nice and smooth, like this comes in really smoothly into the wheel, like that. And then the next line I need to start way over here on the left side of this wheel and go all the way across to the right side. And what that's going to capture is this bottom line. So here's that back circle. I know we can only see this one little part of it. And then this line cuts off the bottom all the way to the front circle. Awesome. And now to show that this isn't really part of it, I'm going to actually erase this bottom line of the circle and change it into a dashed line. It's not really there, but I'm going to leave the circle there so I can kind of see how I made it in the first place. So just do a quick dashed line. Awesome, there's my part. Now, the next thing I want to do actually is I want to round this over. I don't want a sharp pointing part here, so I'm just going to sketch in a round over like this. And then erase these top ones and again put them back in as dashed lines. Awesome. So far so good. That's our drawing. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our drawing to store a bunch of information in here. So the first thing we want to do is draw an arrow from one side to the other side of this circle. And we're going to label it 135 millimeters. That's the diameter, the distance across this front circle. It's the same diameter here, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Put an arrow and 135 millimeters. And these arrows mean that the measurement goes from the next line in the drawing, which is this where the circle is, and to this end of the circle right there. Awesome. Now we're going to do the length of this line here. So this line, I'm going to put a vertical line here and a vertical line here. And then in between them, I'm going to write the measurement, 100 millimeters, and then draw a line to the measurement and through like this. That means 100 millimeters from this point to that point. And if I wanted to emphasize, I could do little dash lines down to there. So far, so good. Now, this whole distance here, so on the inside here, I'm going to draw an arrow pointing both ways. And then this is going to be 7 millimeters. And then from this midpoint here down to this bottom line, that's going to be 30 millimeters. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a dashed line all the way up to this top circle, or this top dot up here where the lines came together at the beginning. And I'm going to put a line here and here. And I'm going to put the 145 right here. And you'll see when we do the fusion drawing, the sketch in Fusion, that we're going to recreate this sketch on the computer. And these are the measurements we're going to put in so we get just the right sketch. And then here, this round over, I'm going to come back to about here and put a dot. And this is the middle of the round over, like it's like a circle. I'm going to put an arrow going to there, and we're going to call this 30 millimeters. So that would be a radius of 30. Notice I went from the center out, so this is a radius, whereas this is a diameter all the way across. And then one last thing we need is we need to go from the middle of this circle. So I'm going to do a dash line down to here, and then a dash line down to this same spot here. And I'm going to put 250 millimeters. That's our biggest measurement yet. Right across to there. Awesome. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to draw a smaller circle inside here. So I'm going to draw it about, I already put some numbers in there, so I'm going to kind of draw it around the numbers like that. I'm going to keep it a solid sketched line. I'm going to put one over here as well, so it's about like that big. And for smaller circles, I don't always sketch them. Sometimes I draw a solid line like that because I can do a better job of small circles and big circles. Then I'm going to put an arrow to here, and I'm going to write here and describe what it is. This is the hole for the bearing. And the measurement is going to be 22.3 millimeters. And that's the diameter of it all the way across. So at this point, that's all the things that we need in order to be successful with this. So great job today. Way to stay with me. Once you get your drawing done, start the next video, which will show you how to actually recreate this drawing in Fusion 360 and then make it into a real part. Sounds cool? It is. I'll see you soon.